And what's up, everybody? Back with another episode of the Talking NASCAR podcast. This is our 20th episode already. Cannot believe that we have done this many. Happy New Year, everybody. 2023, first episode. Let's go.
Oh yeah.
Post holiday season. And we're going to be talking about lots of news today because we did. Last episode was a diecast episode, and we didn't talk about any news. And before that, it was a while ago. So, Hitmaster and I, what's up, Hitmaster? Got you rocking your Lions gear for the weekend.
Oh yeah.
You gonna be able to watch the
Matthew
game since
Stafford's
it's a night
playing.
game?
Matthew Stafford's playing for the Rams, and he said he'll most likely try to get the Lions into a playoff hope by beating the Seahawks.
Are you gonna try and watch the game, the Lions game, because it's a night game?
Oh, I'll be off for that day, so I'm definitely gonna be watching it.
Oh, hell yeah, I'm gonna watch it, dude. It's gonna be fucking insane. Even if,
I'm gonna watch the Rams game, and then I'm gonna watch the Lions and Packers.
oh hell yeah, it's gonna be great. Um, Also, before we start, speaking of the NFL, before we start with all these topics, we look send prayers out to Damar Hamlin and everything that's going on with him.
He is.
Right, he's awake now
Yeah.
and communicating, so it looks like everything's back on the upswing, which is really good news. So everything there, prayers out to him. Again, donations if you need to donate. It's not NASCAR related, but it is sports related. I thought we'd get it out there. Everything's going good, and that's amazing because that was a very scary incident that happened Monday night. So we're glad that he's gonna at least alive and getting better, and hopefully he can make a great recovery. Even if he never plays in the NFL again, at least can live a long and fulfilling life. So it'd be great. All right, well, let's get to the episode then. We're gonna go over. We got lots of new stuff to talk about. Plus, the New Year's Eve Spectacular happened. I hope if you guys didn't watch the stream, we'll talk a little bit about the highlights from that. I got some diecast to show off. Hitmaster's got some big news and
Oh yeah.
a bunch of stuff. So let's just get right down to it. We'll start with the news first. So this is all gonna be like some old stuff because of the fact that we haven't done like an episode talking about new stuff in forever. So before starting off, we learned that John Hunter Nemechek is going to Gibbs full time in 2023 in the Xfinity Series. That was probably announced a while ago.
Yeah.
But good on him getting the good upswing. Yes,
That's
sir.
true.
Yes, sir.
Um, there's another news. Someone's switching cars, but this time in the truck series, and I wanna say this. I know who it is. You guys are probably gonna hate me, but Deegan is in Thor Motorsports.
Yes, that's another piece on the list. Let me find it. Oh yeah, Haley Deegan's gonna drive for the Thor Sport 13 truck next year full time. There's a big thing with the Thor Sport lineup. I didn't put the rest of it on here. I thought there was more, but I mean it's just Haley Deegan going into the 13 car, truck. But that's big. She's getting a full time truck ride, and will really get the opportunity to really show her stuff and better
Oh yeah.
equipment, I think, and maybe make some more Xfinity runs.
You know, and you know what I like is she's learning from a guy like Matt Crafton, who has won championships, who has been decent, and she's learning from I think Majeski is his name.
I think
That
Ty
one.
Majeski.
Yeah,
Talking about,
he
yeah,
he did good last year too, so she can learn a little bit.
yeah, should be good. It's a
Not
good
like
team.
Danica Patrick, where they just moved her to the cup, and then she was a
Well,
disgrace.
technically, she ran ARCA a little bit. Then she ran Nationwide, which now Xfinity, then Nationwide. Then she went to Cup. Okay, she didn't do trucks though. Haley Deegan's definitely taken the more like slower but steadier way up. So hopefully maybe I guess next year now is 2024. Maybe she can land a full time Xfinity ride. But I'd like to see her get some more Xfinity rides as well.
Right.
Let's see other news. So some Kyle Busch sponsors were announced, and it's been a while now since the remove to Gibbs, leaving Gibbs, going to RCR was announced. It's been so long, I forgot what they were. Let me look it up. I know it's like Lenovo, will be part of it. Cheddar's is coming back. 3CHI. I don't know what that actually means. Alsco, Lenovo, and BetMGM will all be staying with the 8 car. So they have affiliations with the 8 car for Richard Childress, not for Tyler Reddick. That's what that confirms there. So, big stuff. Then Carson Hocevar, I think it's Hocevar, will
It's also
return to the 42 truck for Nice Motorsports with Worldwide Express sponsoring full time. I guess it's now. I guess I should say next year. This year, I could say next season, because we are in 2023 now. But that will be happening. Brian Truex will run 6 races in the number 19 for JGR. This is in the Xfinity Series, not in Cup. Truex is still full time. Martin Truex Jr. is still full time 19 for Cup. But Ryan Truex, he did have some time in Cup. He ran in the BK Racing 83 in 2014 for most of the season. We'll get to BK Racing a little bit later. There's some news that came up recently about them, as well as he ran a few other races in the 2013. Huge bust, but maybe he's getting a second chance here. So that's pretty cool. And then
I can only imagine. I was gonna say, I can only imagine one day it'd be Martin Truex Jr. versus his brother in the championships. I can just see it right now.
Yeah, maybe it's possible. I mean, Ryan Truex, I remember him racing. He didn't have the greatest equipment, but he didn't do anything with it, so yeah. And Martin Truex might be retiring soon too, so
Right.
we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see if it happen. Sam Hunt Racing, it's an Xfinity Series team. They'll run now 2 full-time Xfinity cars. We'll get some more information on this real quick. Here we go. Yeah, so they're expanding. Kaz Grala and will be in the 26 next year. And then there'll be a 24 Toyota next year as well, run by Connor Mosak, he'll run 20 races for the team in starting at Phoenix in the March race. So that's pretty cool. Casgrel is pretty well known. I don't know who the other guy is, though, to see if he can get a good run there. Josh Balicki will drive a part-time schedule for the Live Fast 78. Back marker, field filler kind of thing. But, everybody knows his name because of the memes now, I guess. So, good opportunity there. Brett Moffitt's going to be running... What?
I'm saying, let's go, Brandon.
Lol. Brett Moffitt will be running full-time for AM Racing in 2023. Good for Brett. Jeffrey Earnhardt will be full-time for Alpha Prime Racing in the 44 car. That's in the Xfinity Series as well. Good job for Jeffrey Earnhardt. Columbia signed an extension with 2311 Racing to be a sponsor. Hopefully maybe get some more cool, like Jordan-esque paint schemes on the 23 and the 45 and whatever else. I think that'd be pretty cool. We already talked about Haley. Oh shit, sorry. Haley Deegan. We already talked about her going to the Thor Sport 13 trucks. It's pretty big news that came out. It has now been confirmed that NASCAR will do rain tires for the LA Coliseum, North Wilkesboro, New Hampshire, Martinsville, Phoenix, and Richmond this year, if they are needed. I think we talked about this
That's what I don't get. They do it for Richmond when half the time it doesn't even rain there, but they can't do it for Michigan.
Well, what's in common with all these tracks? What's in common with what do all these tracks have in common? Like,
The short tracks.
they're small, slow, shorter tracks. That's why they're getting rain tires. It's more of an experimental type thing. I remember talking about this on a previous episode that they were rumoring to go rain tires for short tracks only next year, but it seems like they're upgrading to do short tracks as well as a couple of the mile tracks because we got New Hampshire and Phoenix. And I don't know exactly the length the North Wilkesboro is, but it's on here as well. I don't think it's truly a short track though. I think it's an okay move. Like I think you're never going to need them at Phoenix anymore. You're probably never going to need them at Richmond. New Hampshire, though, that would probably be a good idea so that they can get more races in there because it usually rains there while they're racing there. Martinsville, there has been, but not by much. LA Coliseum, again, you're never going to get it. Maybe North Wilkesboro. I mean, rain on the party, make sure it actually happens in May. So I think it'll be interesting to see if any of these do actually get rain. Because I think all of them, Martinsville's 2 races, Phoenix is 2 races, Richmond is 2 races. I don't know if New Hampshire is still 2 races. I think it's may just be 1. And of course, LA Coliseum and North Wilkesboro are exhibition races. So I like to see especially those exhibition races and see going for just prize money and shit. How that
Right.
would, how that would go. That'd be pretty crazy. All right, let's keep moving on. Front row racing, keeping the same lineup next year. They announced that was a pretty big announcement with Michael McDowell being in the 34, and I forget who's in the 38. Todd Gilliland, I think it is.
Not bad of a team.
But yep, keeping the same lineup. We got some new teams. First one, German team 3F Racing from Germany, planning to enter the Cup Series this year on a part-time schedule. The plan is for them to make their debut at the spring Atlanta race. And this is pretty cool. Because from Germany, a foreign team. I don't know if this is actually like the first foreign team. I don't think it really is, because you have to think of like Red Bull Racing, which has been mostly F1, which is pretty foreign, and then a few others. But I think it's cool that they're getting some new competition, outside competition. I think it's going to bring some cool diversity into the sport. Pretty excited about that.
Yeah.
And then we got another foreigner, Argentinian driver. All right, let's see if I can pronounce this. Baltazar Leguizamon from Argentine driver. He plans to make his debut at the Circuit of the America race in the Xfinity Series in 2023. So that's pretty cool. All right, let's see if we got any other news here. All right, so here's the big news regarding BK Racing. And you guys don't know what BK Racing was. They were a cup team under the, I guess BK stands for Burger King. They were founded in, I think, 2012. Ran a couple cars, Landon Castle, Travis Quapple, 9383 BK cars. Ran Burger King logos on them. And they were just they were backmarker teams, but they started the races and everybody knew their paint schemes and that whatnot. So, and then they kept running like 2013, they kept the same lineup. 2014, they got the Dr. Pepper 23 on their side, got rid of the 93. But they really shut their doors. I think it was after 2015, just because no good backing. I guess they gave Alex Bowman his start in the Cup Series too, so I guess credit them that. But they actually were a scam. We would later learn. The BK Racing, Burger King really never actually was like behind the team. They had no affiliation with it. Their logos were being used really without them really knowing what they were doing or who they were supporting, as just like a little bit of affiliation kind of thing. It's been a whole scandal. You want to watch a better analysis on it, check Slapshoes' video on like the liars, sponsors, thieves, that kind of his series about that, because that BK Racing is on there. But yeah, so Ron Devine, who was like the owner of the team and whatnot, I believe, he just recently got ordered to pay $31 million because of the bankruptcy of BK Racing. So hopefully that's the end of this saga and get some justice to whoever got affected by it. Probably. Maybe Burger King. They don't need that money, but oh, whatever. Maybe Landon Castler or Travis Quap, who really haven't been relevant in a couple since. Alex Bowman made it, so and there you go. Ryan Truex is coming back too. He ran for BK in the '83, so yeah, maybe I don't know. All right, whoa. Last news thing. Jordan Anderson Racing is expanding to a 2-car operation, and they will feature Jeb Burton, who's coming back for like the 60th time, and Parker Retzlaff. So that was just recently announced, and that is all. That's all like the NASCAR like silly season news stuff that I had. If you got any Hitmaster, you got any additional news or reactions to any of those or whatnot, I'd throw in.
It's just surprising that that NASCAR in about almost a year of, long story short, I'm surprised that they're making these moves now when they should have made them before, like, Phoenix hit. So we know, okay, this is probably their last time racing in this car or something like that. But, eh,
Oh well. What does it mean? The rain tires thing?
yeah,
Yeah.
mostly the rain tires.
It's bizarre. I really don't expect them to introduce rain tires like the higher bank tracks like Bristol and Dover, the fast ones like Michigan or Daytona, or Talladega, that kind of thing. Unless they can like get a cool technology to make it work, I don't really see that happening. But hey, I mean, less rain shortened races, the better. I gotta say, less Monday morning racing we gotta do, the better.
Right.
I think so. It's pretty good. Okay, let's begin. Oh, okay, so we'll first talk about the 2022 running of the NASCAR Music Spectacular. If you guys don't know what that is, if you guys, nobody knows what that is, I might have done a video on it, I don't remember. Basically, it's a fictional exhibition cup race that I created, and I simulate it on NR 2003. But it's a fictional race, ran on New Year's Eve at Daytona in under the lights, and it features all the winners from that season, everybody who won a race, including the Clash, including the duels, and including the All-Star race, as well as also all the regular season and postseason races. It also features past winners of the event, and they all duke it out for really bragging rights, but you know, if it was real, it'd be money and also bragging rights. But this year's event featured 24 drivers, tied for the second largest field in the race's history, tied for 2007, which also had 24, and 2011 had 27. But that was it for this year. 24 featured a lot of featured four first-time drivers: Tyler Reddick, Ross Chastain, Chase Briscoe, and Austin Cindric. It was Kurt Busch. I did put in the race. If this was real, would he have chose to run it? Probably not. But you know, I put him in because I felt like it. You know, it's my thing. I can do what I want. Now, usually these races aren't very exciting. They usually don't have a lot of cautions, if any, because I don't put in stages. I don't. Have like there's no way to make like wrecks happen. I guess there probably is if I looked hard enough, but I really don't want to. But I don't put in stages and whatnot. So the race did go caution free. It's 80 lap event, so it's not that long. And it came down. The beginning of the race was pretty good, and there was a lot of passing and everybody. But the green flag pit stops kind of spread everybody apart. And after the green flag pit stops, it came down between four drivers. It came down between Joey Logano and Austin Cindric from Penske, as well as Christopher Bell and Chase Elliott. Those were the four leaders. They were up front, and they were duking it out for the win. Nobody else really had a chance. Kurt Busch blew a motor. He was the only driver to not finish the race. Greg Biffle was a non-factor. He finished 5 laps down. Everybody else finished a lap down or on the lead lap. I think except for Kyle Larson, maybe went 2 down. I don't remember off the top of my head. But anyway, it came down between 4 drivers. And then so a few laps to go, Christopher Bell, he's making a charge to the lead. You think he was in second. Runs out of gas with just a couple of laps to go and has to pit. Takes himself out of contention. And then at the white flag, they come up on the lapped car of Kevin Harvick, who decides to go high with the rest of the group. Logano and Elliott ducked down to pass Harvick, and Cindric got blocked behind Harvick, taking himself out of contention as well. So it came down between Joey Logano and Chase Elliott for the win on the last lap. Elliott fell too far behind, couldn't catch up, and Joey Logano won the New Year's Eve Spectacular for the first time. Complete a magical season for him. I wasn't too happy to see that result, but it is what it is, I guess. Elliott still finished second. Cindric, nice run in third. But Logano, it's his first win in the New Year's Eve Spectacular. He locks himself into all future events. That the criteria for like being a past champion and still making it is you have to start at least one race the next season, which is how like Greg Biffle got in because he only ran the 500 and whatnot. But as long as you've won an event and one start during the season, you're in. So far as we know, 7 drivers are currently locked into this year's event, 2023 event. Logano, obviously, because he just won. Kevin Harvick is also a past winner, so is Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson, Brad Keselowski, and AJ Allmendinger. I also have Jimmy Johnson locked in, even though no number has been announced for him yet. We know he is probably he should be running races, unless he gets injured or something else catastrophic happens. So those are the 7 that are currently locked in, and then anybody else who wins a race during the season will lock themselves in. We'll do it again next year. So that was pretty cool. Right. Couple other things. First, somebody is winning in iRacing. I'll let you take the floor at this one.
Okay. So I've won so far. When I texted you, actually, I just won my second career win in iRacing. And then I decided, you know what? Last night I was like, you know what? I feel like I'm getting lucky today. I'm going to race a race. So I decided to race the Legends and race at Concord. I qualify second.
Wow.
Now, the funny thing is, the guy in front of me, as we were just about to start, he spins out and hits the wall. So now he
spun out on the
leaves, and
pace
now
lap?
I'm qualifying on the front row in first place.
Holy shit.
And then I go to start the race, and this guy behind me is trying to pass me, but then I just cut him off, and I just start heading to the finish line, and no one could catch me. So I win that one by a long landslide. And then I do street stocks. And when I did street stocks, it was at Southern National, or South Boston, I think it was, South Boston. And I didn't have a good race at the beginning. I'm going to tell you this right now. I was in 7th most of that race.
Oh, man. How many people were in it?
12.
Oh.
I was like not doing well, and then all of a sudden I hit the wall a couple times because I'm new to this racetrack. Hit the wall a couple times, and I'm passing people, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go with it. So I'm in 3rd. The first place guy gets taken out by a lap car because I guess the lap car wanted to get revenge. So now it's just me and a guy that's driving a Budweiser car. And it was coming down to the final lap. I had to do something on the 3rd or 4th turn. I bumped him in the back rear. He got loose, and I passed him.
Wow. The whole bump and run, huh?
And it was on the 3rd or 4th turn, too. It wasn't on the 1st and 2nd turn. It was on the 3rd and 4th turn. I tapped him. He got a little bit loose, went up a little bit, and I passed him. So I didn't want to have to do that, but
Hey, do
I
what you
won.
gotta do to win the race. I mean, come on now.
So I'm on a 3 race winning streak. probably after this, and when I'm done cleaning my room, because as you can see in the background, my room's a freaking mess. Once I clean that, I will go back to racing and all that. And by the way, sometime soon, me and you will be racing together.
Yeah, I was gonna get it. I'm really sorry. I know you wanted me to get it for a while. I had plans to buy it over break.
Right?
Shit hit the fan, and plans just got derailed. I'm not gonna be.
Oh, it's
I
fine.
might be able to get it tomorrow. I might be able to get it tomorrow. I did make some money today returning bottles, but you know, okay. So I want to know. Like, I got some questions, right? Because we got plenty of time. We're only like 25 minutes in. But like, so are you in like a league, or are you just doing like a quick race with these?
So what happens is you're in a series. So most likely when you join, you won't be in the same series as me. Like I have a C rated, which
Okay.
means I can race with the truck car with truck series, and I can race a little bit of the Cup series, the Carburetor Cup, which is like a little rookie Cup race. So you could do
Okay.
that. You can race in the next gen cars.
Ooh, nice.
Um, but with it, you get rated by how good you do. So
Okay.
let's say you're going out there and you're being a Kyle Busch, wrecking people left and right.
That would be
You're
me.
going to go down. And you're probably going to get reported, and you're going to probably hear some salty people. But, or if you do it how I did it, yeah, I got a 2X in the last race, but still, I won that race, and you get rated that, okay, you won the race, but yet you're going to go down some points because you bumped into someone. So it all depends on how you race. It doesn't
Okay.
depend on if you win, if you lose. Depends on if you race well. So
Okay.
if you race bad, you'll be in the rookies for a while. If you do good, you could be up in the high ranks.
Okay. I
That
don't.
and you don't have to use a wheel. I don't even use a wheel. I use my PlayStation controller.
That's what I was gonna say. Do I need a wheel? I got a PlayStation controller. I'm calibrated my computer. All I need to do is buy it. Maybe you know what?
All you need to do is just push the options in that PlayStation button a little bit until it hits the white button. Connect it to your Bluetooth. You got it.
You know what? How much does it cost? That's a question.
So the thing I hate about it though is not well, it doesn't cost a lot. I can even look on Steam real quick. Um, it doesn't cost that much. It's
I can
just
also
that
look on Steam. Actually, do I have my Steam? There it is.
when you're hold on, price.
I have 6 notifications for no reason.
So it's
So,
$13 to get a membership.
oh, it's a subscription base.
Yes,
Oh
technically.
fucking hell.
Um, and what even more sucks is that to race the tracks, and I know you're probably gonna change your mind after this, but to race the tracks, you have to buy the tracks,
Oh.
which fucking
Oh.
sucks.
You gotta buy every track you can race on. Oh, what the
So,
fuck?
so, or I think you get some tracks, and you get some cars that you get for like in the game, but I think you have to buy Daytona and Talladega. I think.
Okay.
And heck, if you just wanted to race Daytona and Talladega, you might just have to just do it whenever it shows Talladega because every week it changes. So like if I go to iRacing right now, it will show me the schedule for each race.
Okay.
So like right now I'm gonna go to Go Racing and let me go here. Let's just say I want to do the modified series. I go down to the modified. So today they're racing at Lanier. I have to update my thing before I can play it. But you can go to schedule, and then it shows what day it's going to be changing. So, like today's the 5th. The next race will be Thompson Speedway on January 10th, 2023. And then
Oh, okay. Wait,
January
wait.
17th, it'll be
Okay.
USA Speedway. Then 24th, Southern National. So it's like it goes by different things. And then February 28th, the last race of the entire SK Modified Weekly Series, it's going to be Martinsville.
Okay, so let me clarify. So it's some during some periods of time, some tracks are free because there's like a race going on there, and they want to promote it.
Well, no. When you
Oh,
join, you get some tracks free and some tracks that are having to pay. I think from when I got it, I think I got the legacy version of the Daytona race. So the old Daytona,
okay,
before the repave. And then I think you got the legacy edition of Atlanta before they repaved it.
okay.
So I think that's what you get, if I'm correct. But it's been a while since I've got it because I think it's been almost 2 years since I gotten it. So,
Okay.
and once
Well,
you get in, you can make your own team, and then, if you want to join, you can invite other people.
yeah, I looked up on my Steam account. It says it's $10, so not bad to purchase the
Not
game.
bad for a Michigan.
I might purchase the game and try it out tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, it does look fun. I see videos on YouTube about it all the time. It looks really fun to do, and god damn, it's fucking pay to win. Get low
Well,
starting price. You got to think it's gonna be a fucking pay to win
well, what
bullshit.
I do all the time is whenever I'm upgrading to the next series, I buy that series. So, like
Mm-hmm.
right now, I have all the truck cars, the Chevrolet, Ford, and Toyota.
Okay.
And once I get to the Xfinity series, I'll buy the Chevy, Ford, and Toyota for that one. And then when I
Mm.
get to Cup, Chevy, Ford, Toyota, which I already have since I used the carburetor Cup. So,
Okay. Yeah, I'll probably get that tomorrow. I gotta see. I don't know what's going on tomorrow.
and then if you have any questions, just check me on Discord, and I'll try to help you with that.
Yeah, yeah, we'll go figure it out. But yeah, 3 time. You're a 3 time winner now. Doing
Yeah,
some West
I
Chastain
have.
type stuff, and I forgot what your first. I think your first one was a USA Speedway or something.
My first ever victory. I got to look that up. It's been a long. Okay, my career. I can look. So where are you at? Where are you at? No, I don't want awards. Um, so my total career wins. I have 7 wins in oval, which isn't
Okay.
bad, and then I have one road course win.
What's the road course?
To be honest, I don't remember. I've led 226 laps in the oval races, so that proves that I've won or I've done a lot of oval races.
Well, that's good.
I've only started 6 times in a dirt oval and only one top five, and I've never did a dirt road
Hmm. There's
because
dirt
dirt
road
roads are
courses. That
scary.
sounds awful.
There's
Dirt.
dirt road courses, there's dirt oval, there's just regular road course, and then there's regular oval.
Hmm. Okay.
That and also, you know how there's different paint schemes you can do on your car.
Yeah.
There's a thing called trading paints. Of course, you have to download that. But if you just have it up while you're racing, you can see other people's paint schemes and you can create your own paint scheme.
Hmm.
So if anyone's out there and does iRacing paint schemes, make one for him. He will be gladly to race
Make
that.
a Pringleson car, please. Please,
And don't
somebody
worry,
out
I will
there.
keep looking it up.
Oh my god. I would see like for me to get this game and to like fully invest in because it looks really cool and I want to really play it. So you got to get some sort of return on investment. So there's going to definitely be some content out of this game, which is why I got to make sure it's perfectly ready to go when it's time. But it sounds cool. All right, cool. All right. Now
I hear you got some diecast.
I did. So post Christmas, I put eBay and Amazon gift cards on my Christmas list. I got a couple Amazon gift cards, but no eBay card. But I still wanted eBay anyways, and found some good deals on. I bought 3 die casts. I wanted to get a 4th. I didn't get it. A little too much to get 4 die casts. And we did actually also. We went antiquing. It was Monday. Today's Thursday. It was Monday. We went antiquing. I found some die casts that look cool, but like they were a little pricey, and some of them are not in great condition, so I did not get any while antiquing. I have posted these already on the Discord. There will be individual reviews of them going up. One of them is going up tomorrow. Another one the week after that. Another one the week after that. But yeah, I got 2 Dale Jr. ones and then one special one that Hitmaster's gonna like to see. So we'll start with the Dale Jr. ones first. We'll start with this one. This was the first one that comes out. This one's review is coming out tomorrow, and it is this bad boy.
Oh my God!
Right here.
The Amp and Mountain Dew.
This one here. This is a special one to me because I love the 2008 Amp Energy 500 Talladega, the fall race. The one this paint scheme was ran in. Special spot in my heart. I love that race. It brings back so much nostalgia for me. So this is going to be a first chance viewers are going to see the car without the screws on the bottom. I don't know why energy drinks count as necessary for screws on the bottom, even for the 124s. But so you get this little card right there, right along with Dale Jr. card. It's pretty cool. I don't know what this is. Another one's got this too. It's like a sleeve, I think. I don't know what that is. A couple thank you for your purchase cards, and then we'll get to the vehicle. Yeah, it had screws on the bottom. No clue why, but I got them off. We can see it. It's full glory. Ba-boom.
Yeah.
It's even slicker than I remember it being. He wrecked this car twice, actually. In practice and then again during the race. But I had a good car, though. Yeah, it's a duller white than I remembered seeing on the track, but I still really like it. And it's finally a COT car that I got with the wing intact. I only have like 3 of those now. Yeah, that was the first one. Pretty cool. Let me box this sucker back up. Then we'll get the second one out. I got another Dale Jr. one next. Let's see. Put you over there. Put you over here. This next one. This one. The old school Mountain Dew car from 2008. It's another one. This was actually this was the final one to come. But yep, I think he ran this at Darlington in the Southern 500. I have this in 164, but with the spoiler, not the wing. This one also came with screws, despite it being Mountain Dew. Don't know why. I got it out, though, in time for the review. This will be the last one that you guys will see from this wave. We can see it now, because why not? This one wasn't really very high priority on my list, but it's a retro Mountain Dew car, and it was a really good price. I couldn't resist picking it up.
Damn.
So, yeah, it's in great condition as well. These screws were a pain in the ass to get off. We had to use a flathead, even though it wasn't really for flathead screw, because nothing else would work. They were specifically designed to not fit traditional screwdrivers, and thus came really hard off. I forgot to show this in the last car, but there's a cool thing on the box I want to show. If I want to get this box thing back. Get back on there. Okay. Immaculate car. Okay, so look, we got a cool diagram of the COT car potty on the box. This is on the other Dale Jr. one I already showed off, but it's pretty poggers that they do that. It's pretty cool little interactional thing. Alright, put you aside. Now, for the piece de resistance for Hitmaster. I was just at this point I was just looking for cool paint schemes to get at cheap prices. And I found one that I saw at Bristol and did not pick up. I think it was probably cheaper in Bristol, but I don't care. It wasn't by much. Boom.
200 years.
The DuPont car from the 02 500. Found it for cheap. Okay, so I did want to also get his military car from the 600 in 07. That I also found for a really cheap price. However, I decided to axe that one because it was the most expensive out of the four, and I would have been really buying a lot with that. Maybe one day I'll get that one though. This one's more iconic. That's why I chose it. Now this one impressed me out of the box. This thing screams orange. Look at this. It's also heavier than I remember. This thing is beautiful. Orange with the sleek and the colors and everything. Ugh. I love this one. I don't know if I'll ever find a good place for it, but also the wheels are sticky. I don't know why that is, but this is the second of the three that will be coming out as far as reviews go. Get a little more in-depth look. Thankfully, no screws too. That's pretty cool. I will probably, as far as my next diecast goes, because I didn't see much at the antique store. I saw a Kevin Harvick 07 car. I did see one Dale Jr. car from 01, but it wasn't in great condition. I found, I found some I saw last time we went to the antique store as well that were still like an Ernie Irvin car, a Lake Speed car from 1998. That was for $15. Really considered getting that one, but I did not because it really just didn't make sense to me. And then I did find one Jeff Gordon car there too. I think it was his Looney Tunes car at the antique store as well. I don't know. This wasn't really not a large selection of diecasts this time around, but that's why the eBay haul. The next diecast I'm probably going to look for online is Brad Keselowski's Dale Jr. tribute car that he ran at Talladega in 2017 and won with.
Was it the Budweiser one?
It was a Miller Lite. But like it was a cheers to Dale Jr. car. He won the 2017 Talladega race with that. Slick looking car. I didn't even think about it when I was searching for him the first time, but I'll definitely be getting that one next time. But that's it for new diecast. I mean, it's kind of what we're probably going to do for all future podcast episodes, that post diecast episode. We can do diecast or anything cool in NASCAR we want to show off. Just show it off on the episode alongside the other stuff. It's pretty cool. So, okay. Unless you got anything else to add, Hitmaster. I do have one other topic we can talk about since we're a little short on time still. But,
not that I know of.
No.
I don't know if I showed off that last video.
Maybe.
That's
pretty cool. Alright, so we'll talk about one more thing here. So this is a topic that I thought about a while ago, I was thinking about. And it's, which drivers raced well past their prime, and how did it affect their careers? Because as more as I thought about it, there's a lot of instances of this where drivers who are always like revered as really great drivers, historic legends in the sport, who race well past their last win or their last competitive season and retire with a whimper.
I can take. Just don't put Jeff Gordon on that list.
Jeff Gordon doesn't count because he won in his final season.
Right, I know. Just take him off the list because he's not a part of this. We're not talking about him. He won in his final season. He went to the championship. Yeah, he lost, but he went to a championship. But I never got to watch.
This is like Dale Jarrett's not even going to be on this list. Dale Jarrett, even though he won in 05 his final race and then kind of was pretty uncompetitive after that, it's only 3 years between his last win and his final start. So it's not like super, super long. But one driver...
Go ahead.
Two drivers that fit into this category for me are the Labonte brothers, Terry and Bobby Labonte. Start with Terry. Terry had his won the 96 championship. Had a pretty good season in 97. 98 was okay. 99 was, he had its moments, at the big Bristol incident, whatever, but still competitive. 2000, 2001, 2002, nothing really crazy to speak of there. 2003 scores that upset final win in Southern 500. There's his final win in the Cup Series ever. We didn't know it at the time, but it would be. He spends one more full-time season with Hendrick in the 5 car in 04 before giving the reins to Kyle Busch. He runs a part-time legacy schedule in 05 instead, does nothing with it, and then he goes to the Hall of Fame 96 in 2006. He almost wins Sonoma, doesn't, but puts up a decent run, top 5 run. And then 2007. And then after that, he kind of just laid off for a while, and then got to the 30. Then 2011, I think he got to the 32 ride, which he would run until his retirement post Talladega race, October 2014 was his last race. And that's over 10 years. That's a little over 10. That's a little over 11 years between his last win in September 2003 and his final start in 2014 at Talladega in October. But Terry, outside of that Sonoma race that he almost won, finished I think 3rd. Other than that, he was a backmarker, and it sucks because I do think Terry's a great driver, but all I remember of watching him when I was younger was him not qualifying for races or finishing 36th or starting parking or all this other crap. And everyone's like, oh, Terry's such a great driver. Look at Terry go. Oh, yeah, Terry. Dude, just retire. You're 60 years old. I think you're well past your prime. You can't, I know you want to keep racing, and that's cool and all, but, I don't know. It's just, to me, my thoughts have been very tainted because of that. I think a lot of other people fit into this category as well for me as well. And then Bobby wasn't much any better off. He got his last win in 2003 as well, but in November instead of September at Homestead. 2004, was kind of competitive. 2005, he comes just short of winning the 600 at Charlotte, losing just barely to Jimmy Johnson. But that was his last. Then he leaves Joe Gibbs after 05 to go to Penny Enterprises for what would be 3 seasons. Does nothing there. To 22nd, mid-pack points finishes. Leaves Penny Enterprises, goes to the Hall of Fame 96 and 09. Does nothing there. Goes to the 71 in 2010. Does nothing there. And then he found JTGG Doherty Racing in 2011. Ran there for 3 seasons. Did nothing there. And then he ran part-time. Ran the 32 car after that for a little bit. Kind of jumped around ride to ride, and he went out with a whimper. Terry, at least, I knew I was watching his final race. They were talking about it. He's going to retire after Talladega. And, knew it was going to. One day, Bobby Labonte was racing. The next, he wasn't. There was no, retirement ceremony. There was nothing, special about him. And he's a legend, in my opinion. He won a championship and was, one of the big drivers of getting Joe Gibbs, good in NASCAR. And there was nothing for him.
Right.
And that's because he went, again, 12 years almost between his last win and his last start. It's kind of funny how the Labonte brothers both kind of went down that same path. This is weird, right, to me. Yeah.
Sucks.
Sad, but another driver that I think really fits in this. Who's the other driver? I will put Jimmy Johnson in this category too. Well, keep going though. Keep going.
I was gonna say, if Dale Earnhardt didn't pass away, I feel like he would have gotten probably another championship.
Yeah, I don't think Dale Earnhardt would have fit in this category had he not, even if he hadn't passed away at Daytona. I think he would have won more races. I think he would have retired with a bang. I don't think he would have fit in this category. Jeff Gordon doesn't fit in this category. Jimmy Johnson does, though. Even though his last one came in 2017, and he retired,
He almost
retired.
won at the Roval, though.
Yeah, he did almost win 2018 at the Roval. Had some spurts. I mean, he was doing okay in some races, but most he was not. He just kind of like fell off a cliff and was like a mid-pack driver at best after that last win at was it in
Imagine if
Texas?
he wins at Daytona this year.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. I was about to say it's kind of hard to put him in the category because he's coming. He's not like fully retired anymore. He's coming back. This year, so he might win again. He might have a career. He might have a Mark Martin-esque resurgence. I mean,
I mean, if he wins at Daytona or any of the tracks that he said he was coming back to, and he gets locked in the playoffs, would that mean he just come back for that season?
well, he would have to stay inside the top 30 in points to stay locked in if he gets a win. Um, but maybe, yeah. Like a Mark Martin esque thing. Speaking of Mark Martin, he does not fit into this category. If he didn't have his big season in '09, he would fit in this category. But I thought his career really wasn't tainted. Everybody really respects Mark Martin and loves Mark Martin and knows how great of a driver that he is. And so I can't bear to put him in this category either. I can't put Rusty Wallace in here. He did finish top 10 of the points in his last season. Won a race in 2004. Can't put him in here either. Like I said, I can't put Dale Jarrett in here. I can, however, put Ricky Rudd in this list. Ricky got his final win in 2002 at the expense of Jerry Nadeau at Sonoma. So very heartbreaking race to watch for me. Well, on YouTube because I wasn't alive during them, but he wouldn't retire. He would run. He'd leave the 28 after 2002, go to the Wood Brothers 21 in 2003, run there for a few full-time seasons until after 2005. He said he retired, done. Makes a one-off appearance replacing Tony Stewart in 2006 for a race. And then 2007, he comes back full-time for Robbie Yates in the 88. Calls it quits after 2007. For good. Ricky Rudd kind of falls in the same category for me as like Terry Labonte. Like I think of him as a backmarker driver who DNF'd or finished mid-pack in most races, and I know he was good. Like I know he won lots of races and was contending for championships. He wasn't like super good like Terry was. He never won a championship or nothing, but it's kind of the same category for me as well. I'm not putting Dale Jr. in this category. Shut up. Nope, not putting him in there. Kurt Busch, I'm also not going to put in this category because he was also very competitive, winning races and making the playoffs up until his retirement, unjust retirement. I will put Sterling Marlin in this list, though, as well. Sterling got his now, I have to give Sterling a little bit of an excuse. Because we didn't know it at the time when he was racing, or at least until a later part of his career after he was like pretty much done, that he also have Parkinson's disease, which hindered his racing abilities. So you have to give him a little bit of leeway there. He got his last win in 2002. The wreck at Kansas takes him out of contention for what probably was going to be his first championship. I still stand by that. He ran at Chip Ganassi for 3 more years after that, leaving after 2005, and then he comes to the 14 team for Ginn Racing. Ginn Racing, another very unfabled team. That's a story you should watch. Yeah, basically they were an up-and-coming team bought by a rich guy who was a huge fraud, and he ran the team into the ground in less than a season. That's something. But he ran 2 seasons in the 14 car, and then he kind of ran some back marker races. Officially retired, I think, 2010. I think Sterling's accolades, I think, are a little overrated. He never won a championship. He did win the 500 a couple times. And I thought he was a pretty solid and competitive driver, especially at his time with the 40 car for Ganassi. But it's nothing like. I think he's a little overrated in my opinion. I'm not going to make a video on him like, oh, he's super overrated or whatnot, like I did for Kyle Petty or Austin Dillon And I might end up actually making one for another driver. I don't remember what I was going to do for that. Maybe. I don't know. Hey, Master, do you have any other drivers that you think should fit in this category that I haven't mentioned already? Anything to add on it, I guess.
Um, I would say one of them. No, I was gonna say Kurt Busch, but he won in his last year. Uh, I can't think of anything.
I forgot about Richard Petty.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, Richie
yeah.
Petty. Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
ran last win,
Sorry about that.
1984, but he didn't win. He retired in 1992. I mean, he did get, top, I think he was third in the points in like 1987, so he was still competitive for a little while, but especially after his big wreck at Daytona in 1988, he was just never the same and finally hung it up after 1992. Kyle Petty also, he went a long, long time without between his last win, which was in 1995. I think Kyle Petty is a super overrated driver. He had his moments. I think he wasn't like a complete bust, but I think he was a super overrated driver. Um, maybe he had to thrust himself on not great equipment in respect to his son Adam Petty, and that probably had something to do with it. But I don't know. I think just because of the fact that he had a TV contract and his name, I think just gave him a lot more accolades than he really, I guess, earned. But maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, Richard and Kyle Petty are in both in that same category. Darrell Waltrip, another one that I think fits really much in that category. He went about 8 years between his last win and his final race, and he was spotting around in some backmarker teams after losing his own ride because of bad sponsorship. That's another story for another time. Um, Who was the other guy that I was going to talk about? Bill Elliott? I can't really talk about Bill Elliott. Bill Elliott he went like part-time rides and whatnot. I don't know if I can really put him in that same category.
Matt Kenseth.
Yeah, yeah. Got his last win in he got his last win in 2017, which he called his last full-time season. Ran part-time in 2018. Didn't run at all in 2019. Ran part-time in 2020 after the Kyle Larson iRacing incident. Um, and then he hasn't raced since. He didn't. It sucks. He was a great driver. He didn't have like a special retirement ceremony. He did run a throwback paint scheme for his final race, like final full-time race, which was pretty cool. And I like Matt Kenseth. I think he's just good driver. Like that. There was another driver from the '90s I was going to talk about that I completely had a brain fart on.
I would say Alan Kowicki, but he passed away during
Yeah, he won the
it would have
championship
been
in
it would have
'92.
been a Dale Earnhardt situation.
Um, Shit, who was the other guy? Fuck, how did I brain fart on that? Whatever. I can't remember. Um, no, I'm gonna figure it out. I can't think of it. Tony Stewart, maybe. He did win his last season. But if he didn't, I think I would have put him on this list. Because really, after like 2014, 2015 were very, very bad years for Stewart. And 2016 really was too, outside of that last win. Um, Excuse me there. I don't know. Comment down below. What ones did we miss? What names? I should have thought this about a little bit more. It's been a while since I thought of this topic. It's been a while since we've done this, but I think we're good to wrap it up. Unless you got any other points to add, any remarks to make.
Nope, not not that I know of.
Got any good high hopes for this podcast in 2023 or NASCAR related stuff and ever? Because the first episode is still 2023.
I mean, this might never happen, but we can hope that we get like famous people on this podcast maybe someday.
I actually, well, I don't know if I'll talk about that here. No, I won't talk about that here because it's a failed time. I would like to. We only have we had one guest so far, and that was Brian. Way back when, like August. I know we've been trying to get your friend on for a while. That could happen soon. I don't
He
know if
probably
they.
won't be able to just because his computer's been messing up and everything, and he can't do it on his
Ah,
phone because his phone likes to lag every 5 minutes.
ah. All right. Oh well. We'll figure. We'll find some other people. Eventually. We still gotta grow. We gotta run a full time season for this podcast and during the season and whatnot. So
And if you guys ever want to join us, and you know a lot about NASCAR, let us know because who knows? Maybe you'll just be a part of a group.
yeah, I mean, go ahead. Comment down below. Join the Discord. We'll get you in. We'll schedule time for you to come on, and we'll have a good time talking about NASCAR and other amazing stuff. So, come with topics. Don't come with topics. We can question you all we want. Talk about NASCAR. It's gonna be a great time. So, but anyways, I think that's gonna do it for this episode, number 20, first of 2023. Many more to come. I don't know if we'll do one next week. Um,
Yeah, probably we probably won't because I'll be up somewhere.
okay. We
So
gotta wait for more news stuff. I don't have any unless we bring on a guest. There's nothing really for us to talk about unless a bunch of huge new stuff. I know there still hasn't really been a full update about the Nashville Fairgrounds renovation project. That was supposed to come soon.
I got one more thing. They have said that maybe in 2024, The Rock will be back.
Ooh,
They said they should be done by 2024. Right now, they're repaving it.
ooh,
So
nice. That's a good step.
I
Repaving's always
swear
a
to
good step.
God, I'm going to say this. If it does come back, The Rock better say start your engines. Dwayne The Rock Johnson
That'd
better
be so
fucking
funny.
say it.
That would be so funny.
It would be the best. It would be a good joke, and NASCAR would get a lot of ratings because he did it for the Super Bowl this past year.
Hmm.
I mean,
I think they could totally get him to do it. That
that
would be
or
nice.
that and Kevin Hart, or not Kevin Hart, Kevin Hart. There we go.
Ah, that'd be funny. Um, but yeah, well, I'm gonna look into the Nashville Fairgrounds project a little bit more because we were supposed to hear something early January. I'm gonna look into it more and see what's going on with that. But then other news that comes up, silly season stuff. I mean, we're a month away exactly from Coliseum race. Right now. So at the time of
Oh yeah,
recording this, it'll be little bit less than a
man,
month. The time is going up, but so it's coming. NASCAR's coming back very very soon. So be awesome. So,
we'll
anyways,
be there.
yeah, you'll be there. I might be there. Still don't know my 2023 race plans yet. I've been very busy and whatever. I'll figure it out eventually. That's gonna do it for this episode. Again, you want to be on the podcast? Comment on the Discord. Do whatever you want to do. We'll be back with other topics and stuff soon. So that's gonna do it for this one. And stay tuned for other much more amazing content as well. Till next time, me and Hitmaster. We'll see you guys later. Goodbye.
Go Lions.